Hi everybody. This will be our sixth tutorial discussing Revit 2020. And in this tutorial, we will discuss staircases. But I'll promise you with something that this is not going to be the only tutorial discussing staircases, because we will take two more in the coming videos. Meanwhile, while we are discussing staircases, we will touch on somehow on railing, and we will discuss railing in more details later on. And we will discuss commands like sectioning, 3D viewing, selection box, lots of other commands that's going to help us do our job as we wish. We will start with going to the 0GF floor plan view, and okay, let's get rid of the reference planes category. So I'll got what I want to do. I want to draw a staircase, or to create a staircase over here from north to south. We'll see what are the different parameters that Revit will ask us to do. And since we are dealing with a concrete building, we will use another concrete staircase family, which will be setting up for that, because this is going to be the core staircase for our building. And that's what we're going to do. So we'll go to, we are in architecture. We'll go to stair. Once we click on stair, it's very important to select the family first. These are 6 different families that comes with Revit template. And 3 of them, there are 3 different types called assembled stair, custom place stair, or precast stair. And we will use the monolithic stair, which is under the custom place stair. We click on that. It's very important because sometimes the settings over here will change depending on the family. So it's telling us that the base level is going to be 0GF and the top level is going to be 1F with no base offset and no top offset. We can do both, and hence accordingly Revit will calculate the height of the staircase. And if you go to edit type, there is what we call the maximum riser height, which is 180. That means any riser should not exceed 180 millimeter with a minimum tree depth of 280 millimeter. So these are the preset settings that you can manipulate if you want to. Check of whether your city, with what you are designing for, according to your city code, is it 180 millimeter is your maximum height is good enough or not? Because some cities needs a 160 millimeter, some city is accept 190 millimeter. So you have to check your city code for that. And accordingly, if you went down, you can see that the dimensions say the desired number of risers. And let me expand this a little bit. It says here, the desired number of risers is 23. Actual number of risers are 1. There are no actual, by the way. And the actual riser height is 173.9, which is less than the 180 specified by the family. Actual tree depth is a 280. You can make it lesser if you want to. What I want, because I have 3 flights over here, I would go with a number that divide over 3. So I'm gonna go like 24. And once I do that, the actual riser height will be less. It's 166.7. But you have the actual tree depth is the same. The tree depth will affect the horizontal distance of your staircase. Okay, great. Now we'll go to the location line. What do we have? We have a left support, a right support, exteriors, or a run as a left and a right and a center. We will go from north to south, and I will stick with the right. So I'll go with the run right. I'm going to specify the right edge of the wall, of the staircase. This is the meaning. The distance over here is 1,500, so I'll keep it 1,500 as well. And Revit will create an automatic landing once we finish any flight. So this is going to be automatic. All right, I think everything is on place. We'll go over here to railing and we'll say we don't need any railing to be added. We will add it later on. And we'll say railing none. We'll say okay. And now it's right. It's 1,500 going from ground to first floor at the 4,000 millimeter. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click over here as my starting point. And as you can see now, there are 2 risers are created and 22 remaining. I'm going to count up to see an 8. That's an 8. I'm going to click. So my first riser, my first flight is ended. I'm going to start from here. I can start from other places, but I'll do it in a different way. I'm going to start from here, click. And as you can see now, it says that 11 remaining, 10 remaining, 9 remaining, 8 remaining. That's a good to stop. I'm going to come over here up until I start my last 8. Even if I was beyond the real distance and I clicked, you should read 0 remaining. I'm talking about the very thin text, gray text that appears at the bottom of the staircase. So that's a good staircase, 8 by 8 by 8. You can see now Revit created these 2 for us, which is the first landing and the second landing. Of course, we are putting over here the staircase and and elevator shafts, so we cannot manipulate the sizes or even the shapes. And we will say now, as we said, railing is nothing, none. We'll say finish edit mode. I could have solved this problem because lots of people doesn't like this to be starting from here. They want it to be at the middle of the distance. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click over here on the staircase. The staircase all highlighted, not the text. This is not the right place to click, but yes, over here when everything highlights. Click, and at the context tab, click Edit Stairs. Now, as you can see, I can click on these stairs and move them as I want. But I want to make some calculation first. I'll go to Measure, Align Dimension, and I'll measure this distance, which is 1960. And then this distance, and that's 3,100. Okay, let me do some calculation. That 3,100 minus 1960, the result between these two numbers is 1,140 divided by 2, that's a 570. So the distance I need to move it down over here is 570. So I'm gonna just click, okay, just click, sorry, press the escape key. Then I will use the normal move command. It's a 570, so I'm gonna type in 570. There you go. Now everything is in place, and I'll click Finish Edit Mode. So now the 3 different flights are in place and as I want them. Also, I can move that a little bit further if I want to, just like I did with this one. But let me check something. If I use the section command, and let me put a section command over here, and the range is so much big, so I'm gonna I want it to be only for the staircase. I want to see how the staircase and the top or the floor of the first floor is connecting together. I want to make sure that everything is in place. I'll double click on the head. Oh my goodness. So that's one of the things that Revit does. It doesn't actually fill in the whole way, but it does fill in it in a way that comes so close to the floor. So the solution for that is very simple. We'll go to the first floor, and you can see the gap over here, and we will click on the floor. We'll say edit boundary, and we will add lines to close the gap. Yes. And then we will use this command called split element, and with delete inner segment is turned on, and I'll click over here and over here, and it's continuous, no gaps, and say edit. Would you like walls that go up to this floor level to attach to its bottom? The answer is no. We don't do any connection of walls disconnected by floors. Great. Now if you go to this section, you can see now everything is in place. Okay, if you go to 3D, it's very hard for you to see the staircases, and that's an honest thing. So what we will do, we'll click on the 0GF, a very nice tool in Revit. Once you click on anything in Revit, you can, at the context tab, select selection box. Selection box will isolate the 3D object and show it to you in a different view, but it will make a very small adjustment to your 3D, so you have to be very careful with that. So I'm gonna go and click on the selection box, and you can see now it's taking over the 3D. We discovered that there is a gap over here for from the first floor to the second floor, from the ground floor to the first floor, so we need to close it. And we discovered that there are no handrails for your staircase. One of the things that you have to understand, this is called a section box. The command called selection box, but this command called a section box. And when you click the edge of it, you can see the handles. The handles will allow you to see more of this one. Okay, you can see now, as we designated to Revit, that the staircase is going from ground floor to first floor only. So how can I tell Revit to go using the same methodology and making it go to the roof, for instance? All I have to do is to click on the stair itself, and you can see now there's something called select levels. Once you click on select levels, you can come over here and click on the roof level, and then click on the finish. And once I'm doing that, you can see now that the staircase is going the right way we want it. That's great, because we are doing it so simple, so fast. Now let's go back to the 0GF, and I'll go to railing sketch path. But before I do that, there are no handrails over here. I mean only a handrail. I don't need any vertical pipes or something like that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to this, and I go like edit type, duplicate, and I'll go like handrail, and I'll say okay. And there are two things that I have to do. I have to get rid of all of these railings. So I'm going to select the first one and say delete, 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 delete all the way. This should be empty. And I'll go to a baluster placement, and I promise you I'm going to discuss these in the coming videos, so you shouldn't worry. And I'll select at the baluster family over here to none. And for the baluster family, none, none, and none. And some may ask me that there are nothing left in this family. The answer is I need the top railing, which is a 900 millimeter, and that's enough for me. And the profile used is circular 40 millimeter. And I'll say okay. I'll click on pick new host, and I'll select staircase. And what I have to do is I'll go to the offset value and put 100 millimeter, that's 10 centimeter. And what I will do, I will sketch the path by clicking. You can see now there is the railing going 10 millimeter away from the edge by specifying this one, and you can see now it's going from top to bottom, and we'll click on that. And you can guess now that it goes in two ways. As you can see it goes in two ways. It's going from ground to first and from first to roof all the way as we want it. So it's very nice tool to help me doing my job as I wish it. I need to close this wall. So what I'm gonna do, I can do it here by the way. So what I have to do is just simply to go, okay, I'll select this wall because I'm gonna need the same wall, and which is a 200 millimeter concrete, and I'll say create similar. Once I say create similar, it goes from the 0GF to the 3P. No, I need it only to the first floor. And I'll come over here, pick the line, and pick the line. And here you go. You are closing the whole distance over here. The wall now is closed as we wish. So everything is in order. That's what we need. I think the section is good enough, but we're gonna close it. And maybe we'll get rid of it. I don't believe that we're gonna need it again, but as for a moment it says that there is a warning if you section 1 will be deleted. Say okay. Great. Now what we need to do, we need to do some adjustments for our 3D viewing. So let me go over here. I can, by the way, just simply get this down to the ground floor, something like that, and rename that. Okay, I can rename it or duplicate and rename it. Let me duplicate, and I'm gonna call it 3D staircase ground. There's no apostrophe. That's the name that I wanted. And if you go back to 3D over here, I want to get rid of that. I want to see the whole model for me. And I will go over here, just searching for a section box 3D, and click on it. Things will go back to the normal. This is what I want. One of the things that I can do, I can come over here to my view cube, right click over here, go to orient to view, floor plans, and select one of the floor plans over here. And once you have this on the space, you can see right now that I can, this is a section box by the way, and it's isolating the 3D view only of the ground floor. I can just simply come over here and just get it done. Look at it. It's a 3D view for my model, and it shows only the 3D view of my model. I can rename that, and I'll say rename. This is the 3D of the ground floor of my model, and I can keep doing these things as I wish. So as you can see, what we did, we built our conventional staircase, which is at the core of our building, and the staircase and elevator shafts. And we build it, we edit it, we change it, and we saw how it connects with the different floors and so on. And then we made sure that the second flight has the staircases in the right place. One last thing that we want to do, go to the first floor, and we want to add the edge of this floor and the edge of this floor. We want to add a railing. And what we will do, we will go to railing sketch path, and we will select the family called glass panel bottom fill, which is in the base. But what we need to do is to pick a new host, and we will pick the floor like that. There are several things that we have to understand once we start doing the railing paths, is that you cannot do two separate paths in the same command. You have to do them in a separate commands. So I'm gonna do this command, this part alone, then end it, then go do this as I wish. I will use the pick lines with 100 millimeter, and I will, yes, that's the right one, and click. You can see now the magenta color, but we have to specify exactly the location of the beginning. Now the location of the beginning is with the wall. That's it. And at the other part, other side, I have to take it all the way up to there. Well, you can keep zooming in so you can make sure that you are connecting it to the right place. And that's 10 centimeters from here. And we'll say finish edit mode. You can go to 3D view, and if you want to, you can just simply take it more. This is the railing that we did. This is the railing that we did. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing over here. So I'm gonna go to 1F, and I'll use a similar part. Pick a new host. That's the one. But this time, without picking, I will draw with using 100 millimeter. Now that's 100 millimeter. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna draw using this line, and then click over. See, it's outside now. Press the space bar, so it's inside. Okay, now, okay, I'll take the outer edge. Okay, from here, press space bar. That's right. That's the right one. Go all the way and end it over here. Great. That's the one we wanted. And let's go to the 3D. This is the railing that we created. Now, as I said, that railing and staircases still has lots of parts to be discussed in the future videos of this course, so bear with us. Okay, great. That's the end of our 6th tutorial. Go to the PDF, locate the 6th tutorial, open the RVT file called tutorial 6, and do the exercise. Wishing you all the luck. Thank you very much.